Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. And in this update, we are going to check out XLM's price chart. And if you remember in the previous video, we were right around this area. And the idea was that off of the highest high, the recent one, in here, we are having quite a strong move down. And this seems to be a very slow move on the upside. So essentially, this is a bit of a bearish setup, suggesting, I don't know, maybe we are like having a one correction for two, and one way or the other, the next move is going to be a decent one on the downside. And as you can see, that pretty much played out. However, if you remember, we said the move down that we are going to get is sort of kind of predictable and it's not even potentially tradable. What really matters is what we are going to do after this move on the downside, because that's actually the key. Why? Let's go around here. You see, if you want to say that we're going to have our final low around here, then okay, you must be able to find off of the lowest low in this region a 5 wave. This specific example is called an impulsive movement. Rules for it are we should not have overlapping of the waves between wave 2 and 4, and in any kind of 5 wave, wave 3 is simply not allowed to be the smallest wave. And in terms of the sub waves, okay, we must be able to find 5 up into wave 1, 3, and 5. And for wave 2 and 4, we can have many different possibilities. Let's say, sure, this example, ABC into 4 and a WXY into wave 2. Now let's go on the live chart and see what is going on. And this was the exact reason for why we said if we get a move on the upside around the lows, it will be a very optimistic sign. And that actually pretty much played out. And the question is, when you go on some lower time frames, are you able to find a 5 wave? I think so. Yes. Here is how I can argue that. You see, you can say maybe this is going to be a wave 1 correction for wave 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably yes to about this point, correction for 4, and then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave on the upside into wave 5. So the fact that we are able to find off of the lowest low down here in XLM about 37.9 cents, a 5 wave up, a very strong move, is definitely an optimistic sign. So makes sense to be bullish, right? Well, the answer is yes. But at the same time, we need to be a bit patient and watch the next move that I think we are going to get soon. Why is that? You see, so far, I think I'm able to tell you maybe we are having, excuse me, from this point to about here, ABC down, followed by that, I don't know, maybe this is going to be like A, B, C expanded flat on the upside. And this can be, excuse me, another A, B, and a 5 wave down into our C leg. So on a higher degree, we are able to find a WXY in form of a double zigzag. Now, what is going to confirm this scenario, suggesting that this one is a 5 wave up into a wave 1, correction for 2, and the next move is going to be a massive one up into wave 3 and 4 and 5. I'm going to say a move on the upside, starting either from the current point or maybe like just a bit lower, generally before we take the lows down here, in order to take by the first target this important high, and your ultimate bullish sign is going to be taking this high up here about 42.5 cents. Why is that? Because if you want to be bearish on any chart and say maybe we have hit our final top around here, then okay, you need to be able to find off of the highest high a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave. And the moment in XLM we get a move up and then we take this important high, at that point finding a complete 5 wave in this face down is going to be very challenging, to a degree that is going to make me say, you know what, that shouldn't really be my primary case, and we need to think more about this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave bullish cat. So in XLM, I'm going to argue right now, at least seems like everything is going according to the bullish case, but it's not enough. We need to wait a bit more and be patient and see a move on the upside in order to take this important high, which will be your first bullish sign, and your ultimate bullish confirmation is going to be taking this high up here about 42.5 cents. It's very important to understand that. Now, let's go on H1 time frame and see what is happening in this area overall. You see, if you want to argue that this whole move is a correction structure, then okay, I think first things first, you have to say this is 1, 2, 3, correction for 4, probably to about this point, and another move on the upside into wave 5. Followed by that, what is going to be a likely pattern? You see, that requires you to actually ignore the overlapping of the waves that we are having between this pullback and this one right in here. And if you want to do that, then okay, at that point, you may have a compelling argument for, you guessed it right, having an A, B, C zigzag, meaning what? Even on a higher degree in XLM, we are having 5 up into 1, correction for 2, and what's next? Massive move up into wave 3 and 4 and 5. And once more, I'm going to say that what is going to really confirm this scenario and make us more bullish with more confidence is getting a move up from the current point in order to take these important highs. I cannot stress enough just how important taking these highs actually is. Now, finally, let's go on weekly time frame, zoom in a bit more and see what is going on in terms of indicators. Okay, sorry about that one. As you can see, in MACD, we are having a buy signal indicating probably the trend has changed. But in stock RSI, this is a sell signal. So what's the play in here? You see, if you want to go 100% according to indicators in weekly time frame and you don't really care about what is going to happen in the next couple of weeks, I would like to suggest just wait a bit more and see buy signals in these two indicators at the same time, because whenever we had buy signals in here, as a result, we got some very strong moves on the upside. But for now, maybe according to indicators, it's a little bit too soon to be completely optimistic. And what is going on in daily chart? Okay, this is not necessarily optimistic because now we are having a sell signal in MACD and a buy signal in stock RSI. And why do I say this is actually a buy signal? Because sure, you are seeing a sell signal in here. However, it's not at the moment confirmed yet. You need to wait until the end of the day. And at that point, if we still have this thing, you know what? Okay, fair enough. It's not going to be an optimistic sign because at that point, you're essentially having sell signals in these two indicators at the same time, suggesting what our move down is going to continue. And I don't really mind that as long as we are not going to take the lowest low down here, okay? If we take it, at that point, the picture in XLM is going to be a bit complicated and we cannot really be as bullish as we are currently. So overall, in XLM, I think we are looking great. Do not get that twisted. But in the short term, the structures can be a bit up for the base. And if you want to be more bullish with more confidence, just wait a bit more and see, are we going to have a move on the upside from these areas generally before taking the lows down here or not? If we have this move, it will be, in my view, a fantastic sign. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in a stellar luminous chart. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.